Hello, assalamu alaikum, Jianu, Pakhara Galeni, Hamachuna Shume, Washmaleo, Hi, Gonzaimas, hi, hugs and hellos to all those beautiful, amazing people who are tuned into PT World and watching World this morning on a very cool Wednesday morning alongside Shazad Khan and Maha Makhdoom. Hello, Maha, how are you? Your waistcoat's lovely.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hello, Shazad. I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you very much about the
Assalamu
jacket.
alaikum.
There's a lot of questions in that. I hope you guys are very well. And like Shazad said, it's a very cool day today. And I'm actually quite glad. It's been getting way too hot and humid these days.
No, but now I think it's getting a bit better because now when I sit in my car, I have to tell my driver to turn down the air conditioner
Yes.
as well, because I just get these jitters and shivers as well at
Okay,
times.
fair enough. But
But
Shazad,
thank God.
So, we've evolved, we've grown up. Do you miss your education days?
No.
Oh.
But the only reason, sorry, not many
That
people.
killed the conversation?
No, but I'm sorry for that.
It's
But not
okay.
many people can relate to that. It's like, for me, education is like, I would never ever want to go back to school or
Really?
university, because in my university days, I was quite a bright student. I was a scholarship holder as well. But in my school days, I was pathetic.
Okay. Now this is one thing. Everyone throws in, oh, I did this at school. I was a scholarship holder. That's irrelevant.
because
did
of
you
the
enjoy
fact-
it? That's my question.
No. But the only reason why I'm saying so is that, over here in Pakistan, the type of education system I was in, I never thought that it was relevant.
Okay.
And,
because-
since we were young and we didn't have much of say, so whenever we would go in front of the principal that, you are not performing, the only reason was that probably our heads don't work.
Okay.
But, they were the ones who were actually supposed to make those decisions whether, probably, this is not what is very relevant to learning.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, education is a social instrument which
Yes.
a person can use to shape and manage their future.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And without education, you cannot improve and you cannot become better and you cannot succeed or further yourself in life.
Very beautifully said, but then Maha, at the same time, for all those people who say that, education is remembering probably where Haiti is, or probably, what is the speed of life, it's not what education is. Education is the ability to think and reason, because all of this information is already out there on the books or probably Google these days.
Exactly. And even within Islam, because we like to bring it in, we are is the Islamic State Republic of Pakistan, that, every man and woman need to have an education, and it's imperative for socio and economic development and change, and especially within the 21st century.
And, the importance of education is highlighted to that extent that, when back in the days when there were camels as transport medium, they used to say, for education travel, if you even have to go to China. And that was referring to being in Saudi Arabia and then going to China on probably camels or by foot. So that's the importance of education. And it has evolved around us as well. And that's what we'll be discussing today as well.
Yep, exactly. And to discuss 21st century learning and how it's changed and what is the situation within Pakistan, because there's lots of different systems. We've been joined by some wonderful guests in the studio to discuss the options out there for students today. So we've been joined by Miss Aisha Kasuri. She's the head of School Beacon House Newlands. She is also a trained and certified earlyhood childhood educator and an IB administrator. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Besides Ms. Aisha Kasuri, we've been joined by Maheen Shafkat, who is the IB Diploma Program Manager by Beacon House Newlands. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Thank you very much for coming over. And IB stands for International Baccalaureate,
Yes,
I think.
absolutely.
Oh, I did it right.
You did it right. Well done. So Shazad, do you want to take it away with the
Yes,
first question?
obviously I will take it away. So ladies and gentlemen, today what we've done is that, this is a new educational program, or probably I'll say an educational reform for all of us as well. And the trends are changing. Earlier, we used to opt for Oxford systems or Cambridge, or probably FSC, what prevails over here in the public sector as well. But this is a newer program. What is it and how are they actually going about it? Let's just start the conversation. So let us know about IB.
Okay.
I'll say IB because every time baccalaureate will be a bit difficult.
No, it's easier to say IB in any case.
Yeah.
But listen, in your intro, you said something very interesting when you said that what education is. And you touched upon the fact that it is thinking about, you said critical thinking and, learning. But I think another very important aspect is the application of knowledge. Because knowledge we can get from anywhere in the world. We can get knowledge just by walking out on the street. We'll know you gather information.
Exactly.
But what we have to teach our students is what to do with that information and how to apply that information.
Okay.
So that's something that the IB is really, really big on, because the acquisition of, like I said, languages, acquisition of knowledge is just the first step.
Okay, so we've jumped ahead because we jumped straight to IB, but because it's about learning in the 21st century,
yeah.
so I want to start with that.
Sure.
As Shazaz mentioned, there's different systems within the private and the public arena. Now, how has it evolved in the 21st century? Education, number one, and in relation to Pakistan.
And why was there a need for that as well?
Okay, so putting it in the context of Pakistan, unfortunately, it hasn't evolved as much as it needs to, especially in the public sector. In the private sector, they are trying really hard to keep up with the global trends, and this is why there was a need for IB to come into the market.
Okay.
IB is a system that's been out there since 1968, I believe, 68, and but it's new to Pakistan. So right there, you know that we are already decades behind, and I just think it's unfortunate that our students don't get to have the same opportunities that students worldwide have.
Okay.
There are many choices out there, and I think this is the time in the 21st century where it's important for parents to make educated guesses, choices for their children as well.
Okay.
They shouldn't just pick a system because that's what their
Or that's
brother
what the
picked,
in
or
thing
that's what
is.
they know. Yeah. They should pick a system because they know exactly what the system's vision is, what it stands for, and what it will get their child.
Okay, now a lot of educationists and a lot of people within the education sector come here and they say Pakistan hasn't kept up. We have all these systems and they're not catering to the needs of the population. Why have we not kept up? Like, what are the reasons that we are so lagging so far behind?
Why haven't we achieved it?
I think the answer, they like to say, the proof is in the pudding. One can just go and look at our textbooks, and you'll be amazed at the last time what the revisions have been and how many omissions there are, how many mistakes there are. And again, like I said, knowledge for the sake of knowledge is useless. So we have to teach, Pakistan has to make a massive push for teacher training. Teachers have to be trained how to execute that content. And secondly, we are at a big loss here in this country where Urdu is only spoken by 14% of our population. So we have to cater to all our people from different walks of life, from different educational backgrounds, from different languages, and we've got to bring everybody to the center. And when there is a national curriculum that the entire country can follow, then we don't need these extra outside curricula.
Okay.
But how are, for example, the system has been introduced over here in Pakistan as well. But is it being well accepted by the schools as well?
Well, unfortunately, sometimes things in Pakistan become a fad. It's a trend. If
cool.
one is doing it, let's all do it. But I think schools, they are opting a lot for it. It is a very expensive prospect. It should not be taken lightly. Besides the amount that the school has to invest, it is also a big investment from the students in terms of their time and their, So a lot of schools are opting for it.
Okay, wonderful. So now I'll move on to you, Maheen. The importance of IB, because you are the diploma program manager. So what does it entail, and why are schools now showing a lot of interest within this particular framework?
I feel it's because the world now has changed, it's evolving, we've been speaking about that. So it's mostly about the competition has become more global. So our children who get educated, they're not just competing within Punjab, Islamabad, Lahore, Pakistan, they're competing all over the world.
Exactly.
So to be able to give them that view, we don't need a child who's a doctor or a specialist in chemistry or physics or biology. We need somebody who can think beyond what is taught in the textbooks for these particular subjects. So what the IB does is it develops, it's a holistic education system. So it's not working on making somebody a doctor or making somebody that's there. But what it does is it makes a complete person. So it's going to develop you. It's going to develop you into somebody who is academically strong, as well as has other the other elements that are required for the interpersonal development.
Yeah, but what are those other elements? Is it like skillful learning? What is it?
Lots of things. So we've got like, if you look at our students, the ones who are doctors, the ones who are very good at science, who want to become scientists, they'll be, we stereotype them as nerds, they're only studying. So what the IB does is it encourages, it actually doesn't encourage, it enforces that sports, extracurricular activities, and a big part of it is the community service also. All of this becomes a part of your regular academic, everything that you're learning, these portions are incorporated into it. So you have a little bit of sport and everything. And if you don't do that, you don't get through the IB. So it becomes a part of it. So it's not that you have to choose, I don't want to do sports, I don't like sports. No, everybody has to do sports. I don't want to do community service because everybody has to do community service.
Okay, but then at the same time, a very unfortunate thing is that, you know, most of the schools, they do not have campuses. So the schools are within like houses or probably small buildings, and that's how the private schools even, that's how they're running. I mean, talking about the public schools, they have larger campuses, but you know,
then like
the
Saisha
standards
said,
are being compromised. So now if this is the set of other skills, that community service or probably extracurricular activities, how are you guys going to manage it then?
So like Ms. Aisha said, it's not about, it's in Pakistan, yeah, we do face this difficulty that we know, but it's not because you need a lot of trained people to help you do all of this. Resources, facilities, you can always borrow, rent. I mean, that's not a problem, somebody can do that. But yes, you're right, in houses it becomes very restricted. We've got schools that are coming up with purpose-built campuses now. They've started doing that, and the importance of education, I think people are realizing now. So yes, it'll take it won't happen overnight.
2060.
It cannot.
It's too
but
early.
it can't happen.
And then also that's what, you know, in the beginning when I was saying that IB is an investment, one shouldn't go into it lightly. We are not going into it lightly. All our IB campuses are purpose-built. So the one in Islamabad also is purpose-built. It's 32 canals. We made sure.
And where is it?
It's in Banigala. And we've made sure that we have indoor pools, outdoor pools, squash courts, basketball courts, soccer fields, because
Now I feel like going back to the school.
and you know what you said, I mean, we are very proud to say that students who do come to the IB are serious students who do enjoy learning. They enjoy
Coming to the school.
I used to
waking up early in the
enjoy going
morning.
to school
Yeah,
every
so
day.
did I.
Actually, if I had the choice, I would go back and do my A-levels. Like, as
Really?
in, I would go back to being
do
like
your
17.
IB, you mean?
IB, yeah, do your diploma.
No, my A-level.
By the way, for all of those people who've graduated and done what they wanted to do in their lives, can they still do it again all over?
Yeah, what do you think?
It's for ages 16 to 19.
It's 3 to and the
Unless
entire
you want to show
program
me
is
your
from 3
ID
to
card,
19.
how old are you? You don't look
In this age, in this country,
I've
you
got
could be
2
any
ID
age.
cards.
I could be 19 again. Okay, now all this, coming back to it. Now you're talking about the importance of this whole. It's a completely full-rounded, completely rounded individual will come out of this program, but the most important thing is that are these systems being recognized? Because the schools are doing it now. The universities that they apply to. So if they apply to Pakistani universities and international, are they being recognized?
Because half of the time, let me just highlight a few problems as well. For example, if somebody wants to do medicine, okay, so then what happens is that if they've done A-levels prior to that, then they'll have to go for an equivalency
Equivalence.
certificate, and then half of the numbers are deducted, and then he or she won't be on merit.
That's
so
right.
how do we go about the system?
Well,
as
the equivalence for the diploma program, which is the equivalent, IB equivalent to A-levels, it's the same as A-levels. Now, I'm not saying that, yes, you're right, there's some number cancellation in the A-level equivalence also, which maybe, you know, is done because they've got a lot of things being done in FSC that get those numbers, which we don't have in. But when you look at the equivalence, it's the same. So it's not like if you do the IB, you don't get an equivalence in Pakistan. It's recognized. It's recognized within Pakistan in all the medical universities as well, and it's recognized abroad also. In fact, universities abroad give you special preference. It's accepted much more than other programs, and it is you get a preference. So if you've done this higher level courses in diploma program, you get exempted from, in America, you get exempted from for almost a year of the first year of your education in your bachelor's, depending on what courses you took and what majors you're going to do next year. And also, it's, if not the whole year, then some courses are exempted. So it's a big, for students who want to save on time and students who, on money, I think it's a great advantage to have.
So with what objects do you guys decide whether this student is passed, ranked, or A stars or A's? How does the
we
result
don't,
come
we,
out?
we don't, we don't do that. The IB
Obviously
does it.
the
The
IB.
IB does it.
But what is it?
And they don't do an A or an A star. It's a scale of 1 to 7. And the best part about what I personally love about the IB, because my child is also in the IB, and it is that they are able to self-assess. So a child can look at their work and say, this looks like a 4 to me, and they'll also know what they need to do to make it a 6 or a 7.
Wow.
Okay.
So the tools are right there. The teacher is literally just a facilitator standing there saying, okay, you know what to do, go back, do it again, do it again.
So
do
it's
it
a
again.
very empowering type of educating
Absolutely,
system.
yeah.
Now, in order to make that as effective, you need to have the right trainers and the right teachers and the right
Absolutely.
people implementing the system. How are people ensuring that this is being met and the standard is going to stay at the top? Because from the systems and everything involved, it seems like it's not a cheap
Sure,
program to be on.
that's a great question. It's a very important question. You don't get IB authorization unless your entire staff is trained by them.
Right.
So they have to go through online trainings, and then they have to go to regional trainings. We are part of the IB Pacific, Asia Pacific region. So as far as China to Dubai, to some of our teachers, they could go to Australia, but so we have to do that. You can't start the school. The authorization process is a very it takes about 2 years to go through it. So the team comes and they evaluate you twice a year to make sure that you are on track, and then your final evaluation, they make sure that down to where your gas pipes are and how are your labs and your sporting facilities.
sure.
It's a very, very thorough process.
Excellent.
The
So
training
then
doesn't
RP
stop there.
Yeah.
I mean, when once the program you get authorization, there's a target of trainings. You keep training yourself, and you don't do that, then you fail the evaluations. They come do the
And
evaluations.
it's every year?
It's every year. It's a 5-year evaluation, but the forms that you fill, the documentation that you do, the visits that you have are almost every
So
year.
how many trained teachers do we have over here in Pakistan who are authorized by the IB as well to teach?
Oh, well, there are only 4 schools currently that are authorized to offer the DP program in Pakistan. There are many candidate schools, but that information is pretty transparent. It's on their website on ibo.org, so it shows which ones are the authorized schools. Because, like just in the beginning when the Montessori system came out, Montessori is a philosophy. But now you see that Montessori is synonymous with any early childhood place. It's called a Montessori.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not. Montessori is a philosophy. It's a methodology of
We had a
doing
show on
things.
that actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We're doing everything on education. We're like trying to highlight.
I'm a Montessorian, so
Okay, great.
it's one of my pet peeves to see something that says Montessori. Just the same way, a lot of schools are claiming to be IB, but they're not authorized.
Okay, so they need to check this. So everyone needs to
Yes.
because it is very expensive and it's an investment, like
Yes.
you said.
Yeah.
Now, okay, this is fantastic. It's wonderful that this is out there for the youth of Pakistan, and and those who can afford it should utilize it. No, but what I want to come back to is that why are we still needing to bring in these international systems or models? And why can we not now, really push forward? The government's doing it, the different policies in regards to education at their own pace. It's not easy to cater to 200 million people.
Sure.
The private, area industry has a bit more focus. They have less constraints and things to think about. So why are we not pushing forward with our own IB, maybe?
I mean,
PB.
we are just practitioners. We don't affect policy or change at the government level, but there are on both on provincial and on the federal side. I mean, I think they need to really come up with a consensus first as to what the vision is for education. That's very important.
But don't
to
you think
set.
everyone needs to sit down together,
Yeah,
private and the public?
I'm sure there are many private-public partnerships. There are lots of foreign.
I think they'll end up arguing.
No, there are partnerships currently right now with programs, foreign programs, NGOs that have come in, and they are very good programs that are running right now. I think some of those programs currently, with the USAID, with DFID especially, DFID has got a large education program in Pakistan. They are starting on the infrastructure right now, so they are working on things. It's going to take a while, but before we even get to that, I think, like you said, there's got to be a consensus document that really says, and it's not rocket science. It's not like we have to reinvent the wheel here. You have to just take best practices from all of these lovely things that are already out there, full
Combine
of
it, yeah.
information. Put them in your cultural context. Of course, it's not as easy as I'm making it sound, but put it in your cultural context and at least start on that, because our children do deserve better.
Exactly. But then at the same time, now I want to take the conversation to another level where, you know, parents obviously are very concerned about their children. And these days we've seen the parents do not have much time to spend with their kids as well.
Why? What are they
Because
doing?
that's what we have witnessed over here as well on the show.
I think this is a
Because most of the time
terrible
we get teachers
accusation.
or students. That's
I'm
that's
a
what
mom,
they
I
say.
spend a lot of time with my
But
children.
then, you know, for somebody who's a parent and they want this program to be adopted by their child, what are the pros and what are the cons?
Do you want to address that?
Yeah, the pros I think we've highlighted, but yes, their child will be a well-rounded individual. We will work with the child to make the child a lifelong learner. That's something that the IB inculcates. The curriculum that the IB gives, it inculcates into the child. We will make them individual in their work, and they will learn skills like time management, workload management, which normally you learn
At this age?
Yeah,
Wow.
at this age, and they will do it from the primary level, because if IB is incorporated at all levels, it's a
From
continuum.
3 years till 19.
Yeah, so if you start from there, they will start learning those skills at a very early age. It's coming in Pakistan. We're going to be, it's being introduced. The continuum is completely being introduced, but once it's there, it'll be inculcated into all the children from that level. But the thing is that, of course, I'm not saying that somebody can be a substitute for a parent. A parent needs to be giving that time to their children as it is. But yes, in today's world, a lot of parents might not find the time. But that, of course, we can't substitute. But we will be doing a lot of things that they
That's
would
what you've
normally.
been trained for, by the IB.
Yeah, but not to be
Yeah.
parents for those children's parents have to be the
Provide the
parents.
support.
And I think it's something that just needs a little bit of, it's like one of those tweaking things. Parents don't have to physically sit down and work with the child. What parents need to do is create that culture and that expectation in the house. I always tell parents that don't sit down and do the homework with the child, but make sure that the environment is such that it's conducive to learning. Turn the TV down. You don't have to watch TV on a full blast while your child is learning. Put them on a desk. Make sure that you time them and say, okay, you've got an hour, I want you to finish. Because children do this, the TV's on, they're eating on one side, they're lying on the floor. So just create that environment in the house and make sure that education is in your priority list. Your children understand that there are not two ways about this. I have to study.
Okay, now your teachers and your mothers as well, and so in regards to the, you're creating this environment of
Yeah.
learning. However, that isn't there, as we have figured out this week, that it's a lot of fear-based learning, that if you don't get
Yes, I know.
100%,
Yeah.
which I don't even understand
You'll
how people
probably
can.
be a postman.
You know, you get 90, yeah, exactly. This pressure of
Yeah.
numbers. Now,
Yeah.
how do we change that culture within the parents? Because at the end of the day, you can have all the systems, you can put
Educate
the
the
new
parents.
curriculum.
Educate the parents.
Yeah.
And that is something that we are committed to. We're not just committed to educating the child, we're committed to educating the parents and all the stakeholders. And you know, Maheen and I are actually doing a program tomorrow at the Marriott at 5 o'clock. That
Thank
is
you for
just
inviting.
no, I was going to do that. Just give me a second.
She did invite us before the show.
No, I did. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to be talking about awareness, what these programs are. We want to start the dialogue with parents, and we want parents to ask us questions. We want them to question systems. We don't want them to just be silent partners in this. We want them to be active partners in
Yeah,
this.
and that's where I was
Great.
coming as well, that, you know, since the time that IB has been introduced over here in Pakistan, how many times do you actually have to convince the parents?
I don't like convincing parents, because if
still.
you convince a
The
parent,
pressure.
yeah,
like, okay,
then
well,
the
I don't know
entire
what's
year
going
you're
wrong.
like, I want them to understand the
yeah.
choice that they're making for their child.
All right.
Because once they come to one of our schools, and if they come to our school, I would like them to stay there for their entire. So if they come at 3 years of age,
Forever.
I want. No, God forbid. I want them to matriculate through us. So it's very unsettling for a child to go from school to school.
Yes.
Especially because we miss out in education. We think education is just academics. We don't highlight the social and emotional aspect of learning. And growing up, there are so many social and emotional
Yeah.
pressures. And so staying in one school, the children get to have their group of friends, the sense of community, which unfortunately, again, you don't have over here. So those kind of things a school can give you. So
Alright.
stick to one school and make sure that that's the best choice that you make for your child.
Okay, wonderful.
But you know, just to be sure, just to be on the safer side, you know, for
You're
all
that
the-
parent.
Yeah.
You have children?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
He is that
Alhamdulillah, and she'll be
parent.
going to school the next month as well.
Okay.
so he's
And-
like testing everything.
And she's
Yeah.
not even in that age criteria where IB starts. So I'm safer
Okay.
right now. But for all those people who are
Start
watching right
saving,
now,
Shazam.
okay, so whatever you have to say about IB program in
Yeah.
just 1 minute, okay?
Oh.
Say it out so that people, if they'll have questions, they'll write to us on our pages and
Sure.
then we can get back to you.
Well, like I said, you can get a lot of information from the website. It's all out there. But in terms of Pakistan and the context here, IB is one of the few programs that actually is bridging the gap between school and university. Our students, when they go to university, suddenly it's a lot of self-learning, it's a lot of keeping up with timelines, it's a lot of research-based work. There's a lecture, and then you take what you can get from it, and then, you know, so here IB is preparing the child because already this is what they will be doing. They will be doing all of this in school, so when they get to college, they don't have to.
Great it is indeed. Thank you
Wonderful.
very much, ladies,
Thank
for
you
coming
so
over.
much for your
Thank
time.
you for
Thank
having
you
us.
very
Thank
much
you.
for enlightening us with this new
Yes.
system, which is going to prevail within Pakistan. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
all the hard work.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to go for a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with another segment, which will be full of energy.
hurry up,
That's
Shazad,
it,
go.
yeah. But it is because of good morning.
The Lahore Fort, locally referred to as Shahi Killa, is citadel of city of Lahore. It is located in the northwestern corner of the walled city of Lahore. The trapezorial composition is spread over 20 hectares. Origins of the fort go back as antiquity. However, the existing base structure was built during the reign of the Mughal Emperor Akbar between 1556.
Well, welcome back, everyone. And before the break, we were talking about learning in the 21st century and how it's evolved. Now we're going to be talking about how can we keep our bodies healthy and active as well.
How?
Because a healthy body leads to a healthy mind.
Wow.
Absolutely. Shazad,
And you are what you eat.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, the thing is, we don't have that much time. We had a whole introduction for you about how it's important that we've evolved from nomadic lifestyles because our bodies are designed to be active and to keep moving around.
Yes, exactly. And for that particular reason, we do need education and exercise as well. And whenever we talk about exercise, obviously it increases your brain power.
Exactly. And also regular exercise as well also reduces the likelihood of health issues.
And then it pumps your heart as well.
Exactly. And to discuss all the positives, I'm stuttering, positives of exercise, we've been joined by a wonderful lady who I've been trying to get on this show for a very long time. So we've managed to get her, and she's going to talk about it. She is a health and fitness instructor and coach at FemFit, which is in F11. She is also the founder of it, and her name is Varda Rehan Khan. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much. I'm so glad to
Thank
be
you
here.
very much for coming over. You've got a very smiley face.
Yes,
and
always.
That makes us
This
feel
will
great
stay.
as well.
Great.
Inshallah.
Okay, so we've got very limited amount of time, but we're going to be talking
Brilliant.
about the importance of healthy eating versus dieting, the quality of exercise versus motivation, etc. So let's get the conversation started. Healthy eating versus dieting. As a fitness instructor and health instructor, what would you advise?
So, all right. In my case, I've always advised people, whoever comes to me, I just tell them to eat clean, eat whatever they have at home. They don't have to go about buying fancy things from the grocery stores, right? Just work on their portion and take time eating whatever you're eating, right?
Right.
Because 20 minutes, it takes about 20 minutes from your stomach to your brain for the signal to go and tell
Yeah.
the brain that, okay, I'm full now.
So
and
don't
most
keep
of
on
us
eating for 20 minutes.
keep eating at least for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Because most of us, we get done eating in about 10 minutes or max 15 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So we need to be able to spend time eating. That's going to actually make us feel like we're full. Right, and we won't be finishing the entire plate, which is all right. Okay, doesn't matter.
Okay, so now in regards to, so you're talking about, okay, you said that it doesn't matter, you don't need fancy foods and whatnot. So a lot of people have, instructors have come and said, eat these specific food groups, eat this, try and manage the portions, but it's very difficult when you're
No, but
hungry.
what is clean eating then?
Yeah, what is clean? Yeah,
That's a very
another
good question. That's
Yeah.
a very good question. Okay, first of all, I want everyone to relax, whoever's watching. We panic when we look at the grams and the percentages and the amount of carbs and the proteins we should consume and the fats and the fiber. How about we take it easy on ourselves, right? We're going to do this for ourselves. We love ourselves, all right? So we're going to make a change for the better.
Okay.
All right. So if you're looking at eating plan, clean eating is about eating real food, whole foods, all right, food that is naturally produced or closest to the naturally produced food, all right. So,
So
if
more
you
go towards the organic.
more towards the organic.
Okay.
I hesitate using the word organic.
Yeah, I know, I like that
that
you
just
said
puts
that.
me in that cult.
Okay, so as much to nature as possible and like fresh. So what kind of food should we be eating, especially within this weather? Because during the summer, I've noticed that there's a lot of binge eating.
Yeah.
Because during the day you can't eat because it's so hot, and then when it cools down, all of a sudden, you're devouring like all these really heavy foods, and especially within this region, we eat very hot foods as well.
That makes a lot of sense. I think most of us don't realize the importance of breakfast.
Okay.
All right.
If you're having a healthy breakfast that has carbs, fats, and proteins, you won't be binging at lunchtime,
Okay.
right? You'll make healthier choices. You'll be more focused mentally, and you'll make healthier choices for lunch and dinner. So you need to have a very healthy breakfast full of fiber as well, that keeps you full so that your mind is functional.
Okay, now this is one query that a lot of people actually have, is that they do a very heavy breakfast. They'll have the egg, paratha, and the paratha.
Can't even say
and-
anda.
and just in case people don't know what it is. So they'll have all of that, but then they'll still be hungry by the afternoon. So what would you recommend?
Same happens to me as well,
Yeah.
because I'm going to have a desi
Alright.
ghee paratha and an egg and then, a bit of curry with it as well. That's
Nice.
my standard breakfast. But by 12, I'm again hungry. That means that I'm gaining fat then.
Okay, so
No,
what should
that
we be
actu-
eating?
Sorry. So that actually means you have started your metabolism, which is important again.
All right.
Your body is working. All right. So since
Well
your
done,
body
your body's
knows.
working.
Okay. Since your body is working,
Yeah.
since your body knows, all right, okay, I'm not in starvation mode. I'll keep getting food. It's going to burn more food.
Right.
Once it knows, okay, I'm not getting enough food, I'm on starvation mode, it clings on to the fat that it already has inside, and it's difficult for it to burn.
And that is one of the downsides of dieting.
That
because
is one
body-
of the downsides of crash dieting, because in crash dieting, generally you miss out on one of the major food groups. Previously it used to be fats, now it's carbs.
Carbs,
Everybody like, okay,
No
do
carbs.
not
I
have
don't
carbs.
understand.
I don't understand.
I'm addicted
Okay,
to
but then
carbs.
having these parathas and eggs early in the morning, do you
Yum.
think this is what we should eat? Is it clean eating as well?
Okay, all right. I think this is clean eating, but you need to understand it's all about energy in and energy out.
All
If you
right.
think during the day you're able to get the same amount or ideally more if you want to lose weight out,
Yeah.
right? Through workout, you actually burn at rest as well. This is called the basal metabolic rate, right?
Okay.
You're burning at rest as well. But to be able to burn more, you need to work out.
Okay.
Although it's 80% diet.
Okay, so 80% diet.
80% diet, yes.
Okay, so
So people who complain about not being able to work out, they can start from right now.
okay, but
They
I
can
have
start
also
working on the
noticed
diet.
people that who do manage the portions that they eat. They do exercise, but they really find it very difficult to shift the weight. What is going wrong in that process?
So
Are
the
they
quality of
cheating or-
exercise and then the quantity
Yes.
of food.
Exactly, that's a very good question. So with most, so
I'm
it
keeping
varies
up.
from person to person. It varies from person to person. Some people have hormonal issues due to which they hit a plateau and they're not able to go beyond that, which again is incorrect. Everyone is able to go beyond a certain limit. All right, and if you talk about quality of exercise versus quantity of exercise, it's important again because with in case of steady state cardio, what is steady state cardio? For example, you run on a treadmill, you get your bike on, and you're just going on the same speed, same intensity for the 45 minutes or the hour that you do have,
Yeah.
all right? You're going to burn until that time, but you're not increasing your oxidative capacity of your muscle, right? It's not able to consume more oxygen
The strength or
from
stamina
inside,
itself,
right?
yeah.
Yes. So it affects your metabolism. After that, you're not burning when you're working on steady state cardio.
Okay.
As opposed to that, HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. In high intensity interval training, you actually alter the intensities. You go really high on intensity and then you come back low, right? So you're increasing your oxidative capacity. You're increasing the muscle mass. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn, right? Okay, when you're increasing the oxidative capacity of your muscle mass,
Yeah. Continue. Our producer just disturbed our guest from her conversation.
first time, sorry.
Everybody's perfectly all right.
Continue. You're giving really good information. So continue.
HIIT.
Yes. okay.
HIIT. So you alter the intensity. By doing so, you increase the muscle mass, which again, as I said before, is going to increase your burning of fat and calories
Okay.
even at rest, even
Okay.
after you've worked out.
Okay, so then at the same time,
Wow.
there's a school of thought who say that cardio is not that important if you're doing weights already. But now the problem is that I've been going to the gym for like the longest period now, and I've taken a break for at least 2 months now.
Still.
Finally, yeah, thank God. I don't want to go back to gym right now. I don't have that motivation. It's not even about motivation, it's the season which is going
It's
on.
not even about the gym.
Yeah,
I'm
but then
demotivated.
You don't
but
even
then-
have to go to the
But
gym.
then what I want to ask is, but then what I want to ask is that, for example, if I'm doing weights, probably it's the press ups and then other machine exercises. Do we really have to go higher on the weights and then come down? Can we apply HIIT on that as well, or
You
it's
can-
just with the cardio?
Okay.
Or
so
we should or we shouldn't, because then it's again 10 reps, 12 reps, 3 sets, standard.
So, all right, HIIT is cardio, but it's a different type of cardio.
Okay.
You work with the intensities. For a typical HIIT workout, I mean, believe me, my toughest workout is of 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That's really how
That's what
far
make
it
it tough
goes.
as
But
well.
it's
Alright?
intensely.
But intense.
You feel every
right?
second.
Yes, a good way to judge and to guess is, okay, start talking while you're working out. If you're able to talk perfectly fine, that means you're in the comfortable steady state cardio zone, all right? If you're having trouble talking, that means, yes,
yeah.
you're in the anaerobic state.
How long?
That means you're in the anaerobic state, which of course means that you're building lean muscle and
Yeah.
you're going to burn more even at rest.
And then the next step is that you
Awesome.
don't talk because you've passed out.
Hopefully not. Okay, it's only when you step out of your comfort zone when you start seeing results.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly.
Right? So don't panic, take it easy. You don't even have to go to the gym. My theory, my philosophy is all about knowledge. If you know enough what to do,
Yeah.
you can do that at home.
Absolutely.
But it's
No
quite-
dependency.
But it's quite a lot of
that's-
science at that same time.
No, no,
No, it isn't. You
Okay,
just
but
need
my
to know
question,
the right thing to do.
you didn't answer my question. So,
Which is-
so do we have to do that? That, for
The reps,
example,
7 reps, 6
yeah,
reps.
for example, if I was doing 10, 11, 12 standard for a year, and now all of a sudden I want to change a bit more, what do you think that I need to do? What do you think I need to inculcate?
Okay, you need to start going to the gym again.
Yeah, obviously.
Number one.
She says that
And
looking
stop
at
making
you. She's like,
excuses.
go to the gym.
Yeah.
All right. So get back to the gym. You can do anything. You can start with where you left.
I
but
just
if
don't
you
feel
don't
like
have
doing
the
cardio.
stamina,
Yeah.
excuses. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. So I'll
fitness
have to-
coach, man.
So
You
I'll have
can't
to do
say
it.
that.
So I'll have to do it then.
You'll have to do it.
Okay,
yes.
now finally, one thing, because we have very running short of time. How do you motivate people? How can someone like
I'll
him
be
get
motivated
motivated?
again. Because I've been going to the same routine for 2 years, 3 years
You need
now.
to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, how about taking yourself as motivation? Forget about this big wedding coming up, all right,
Or
or
big
needing to
project.
lose weight. I want everyone to forget about losing weight. Look beyond that. If you're taking care of your health, right? If you're working out, working on clean eating,
Wards
that-
off your diseases as well. And
all
you
sorts of
don't
diseases,
even get flu.
right? Stress is one
Blood
of the main
pressure.
causes,
Yeah.
all right, of the midsection fat.
Okay, okay,
Right?
really?
Yes, because cortisol, it's a stress hormone. It increases the amount of fat that you
No
accumulate in your
way.
midsection.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
you need
exercise
to
gives you
keep the stress
serotonin
at-
as well.
Sorry,
Serotonin.
serotonin. Yes, endorphins, happy hormones. I work
Wow.
out for the mind.
Okay, absolutely, you do. And you know what? I finally have realized the addiction because when I started I'm trying to start running now as well.
Yeah,
I'm still going to MMA, yes.
Yeah.
I went yesterday and I finally started boxing. It was awesome.
Wow. No, the
Yeah.
addiction is there, but my theory is that the only reason that why I stopped was this season, which is going on right now, because it can give you joint pain as well. But then on another note, what I wanted to say is that
didn't know that.
exercise is a lifestyle. Going
Yeah,
to the gym or probably
absolutely.
working out or doing yoga, whatever you opt for, it should be a lifestyle. It should be a daily curriculum.
Okay, and finally, can we just get any words for any of the ladies or men or children or youth watching? What would you say to them?
Okay, I want you to forget about the word diet, all right? I want you to work on the word clean eating, right? And do it for yourself. Look
Yeah.
beyond weight loss. It's only if you look beyond weight loss is when you start realizing the actual importance of health and working out. You don't want to be in pain or trouble later, right?
Absolutely. And also, what is your Facebook page?
It's FemFit by Verda.
Okay,
Very
great. So
nice.
do log on to that. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
It's been an
much.
absolute pleasure.
It
I
has
hope
been,
it wasn't
yes.
too random for you. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. In the first half, we're talking about education. In the second, we're talking about the importance of a healthy lifestyle. And it took me this long to realize the
And
importance
they walk
of
hand
it.
in hand.
And going to the gym and actually starting to run now, it literally changes.
Makes you a happy person.
I'm so happy. And also now, I've got less aggression. I've still got road rage, but I'm less angry now.
You've got studio rage as well. It's all right. But ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of,
Well, this morning.
on Twitter,
Well, this morning without a G.
on Daily Motion.
Well, this morning.
And the fabulous repeat is going to be at
midnight. I have to stay classy, Islamabad.
So 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourself. Good
morning.
morning. Thank you.